Put away your smash and crash videos and get ready for the real deal. This is Full Metal Challenge.
Welcome to Full Metal Challenge.
Formula One's delinquent half-brother. We laid siege to this defunct power station on England's green and pleasant south coast and overhauled it to make it a mutant motor fun fair. Then we dreamed up 9 events designed to strike fear into the hearts of even the toughest competitor.
Because what Full Metal Challenge is all about is searching out the fastest, hardiest, most nimble fighting machine the world has ever seen.
But if we had big plans, we were going to have to find teams with even bigger ones, because we needed people crazy enough to subject their homemade creations to a good old thrashing in our games. We chose 27 teams of the most irresponsible designers and gave them 1 month and $3,000 to build the ultimate endurance machine to smash all others.
Our crackpot teams come from all over the world, from Iceland to India, Russia to New Zealand. All 5 continents will be in attendance at the first ever World Series for cars.
We gave them 30 days and told them to build a machine that would decimate the opposition in any test they could imagine in their wildest dreams.
Today, 3 of our teams of unhinged engineers line up on the starting grid to do battle in a series of games that will push them to the limit. They don't know what's in store, but for the winner, there's the promise of the semi-finals and the chance to do it all over again. Our teams this week are Marines, the Dodgy Oppos from Devon in England.
We're the Dodgy Oppos! We're going to search out and destroy the opposition with our machine, the Wolverine.
Drag racing dames from Down Under, the Flaming Aussies.
We're the Flaming Aussies! And our machine deflector is going to burn you down.
And Rednecks, the Country Boys from North Carolina in the US.
We're the Country Boys! And we're going to show the competition what Southern justice is all about with our machine, the Southern Crusher.
Through the course of the day, our newbies will be initiated in a league table of 3 different games. After the 3rd game, the team at the bottom will be sent wrapped in a cloak of shame to our chimney of doom. The winning 2 teams will go on to our most violent battle, Car Sumo. Only one will survive. Dodgy Oppos, are you ready?
Yes!
Flamin' Aussies, are you ready?
Yeah!
Country Boys, are you ready?
Hell yeah!
Then let's get on with the games.
Yes, they're bowling pins. Yes, it's a bowling alley, but these are 12 feet high, so you're going to bowl them down with what? That's right, Einstein, your car. Our contestants have 2 chances to knock down all 10. This is 10-pin, Full Metal Challenge style.
So we have Nutty, our first driver, up for the Dodgy Oppos. We going to see a strike?
No.
Fighting talk from the word go.
Unfortunately, the thing's not fast enough to make the flag flutter, so I don't think we're going to get a strike.
I know you're
Slow
just
and steady.
lowering our expectations.
Slow and steady.
Is that the strategy?
Yeah, that's the strategy.
All right, well, take it away. Coming in at just under 2 tons, the Wolverine is built for reliability, not speed. An articulated pivot gives a tighter turning circle, while a low centre of gravity gives greater stability. Steel cages protect the wheels, but a lack of suspension means the Wolverine could end up mauling its driver.
Yes, poor old Nutty's in for a day of it. Each one of those innocent-looking pins weighs a beefy 150 pounds, so smashing them down is not easy, especially when we've soaked alley and vehicle in soap and water. So there's no traction, less control, and little hope.
Come on, Nutty.
Come on, Ed!
Big fella.
Come on.
There we go.
Oh, it's swirly, isn't it?
It's 2 runs per team to lay waste to as many jumbo pins as they can.
That's top speed now, isn't it?
I think he's in 2nd gear. So the idea is to knock that one and then go...
And then spin round. Oh, look. Bit of a mess, but nice job.
Willie wasn't kidding about the lack of speed, but that swirly all over the place driving does its job, and it's a tidy 5 pins down for the Brits. And with the remaining pins all on one side, there's every chance he could take out the rest. Flag is up. All right, have a good one.
Nutty!
Come on, then. Come on, fella. like he's out for a gentle Sunday drive.
He's going to miss the whole lot.
Nah, he's going to cut right in.
Yeah, he will, yeah.
He's laughing.
Hey would be nice.
Yes.
There he goes.
Yes. 1, 2. Oh, just missed that one.
It's not beautiful, but it'll do.
It's good. It's real good.
You disappointed with that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I could have got one of them too as well.
What gear were you in then?
I was in second. I could have gone into third, but the problem is steering it when it's fast. You do a lot of turning for very little movement.
Yeah.
And it's quite difficult to recorrect it.
All right, well, we'll see if anyone can do better. We've got the Aussies up next.
All right, Beck, I would tell you the score of the first team, but you've told me not to. So it's a mystery to you.
Yeah.
It's common knowledge to the rest of us.
Yeah.
You have 2 chances to get down all 10 pins.
Yep.
I wish you the best of luck. Don't run out of gas. Have a good run.
Thank you.
At just over 1.5 tons, the deflector proves that looks can be deceptive. Its sleek exterior hides a 300 brake horsepower engine, as well as twin reinforced steel girders to protect against side impact. A shortened wheelbase and 4-wheel drive mean Deflector is an agile machine, which could see off the competition.
And Rebecca's behind the wheel for this one. Back home, she does smoking donut burnout car gymnastics, so she should be the gal for the job.
So what do you reckon she's going to do? What's the strategy down the alley?
She's going to broadside it.
Yeah.
She's going to get up as much speed as we can on that slippery surface.
Yeah.
And get as much side impact onto those pins because we need to increase the surface area that hits the pin.
Absolutely.
We want to take out one side first so
Yeah.
that we're not left with split pins.
Here we go.
Come on, Rebecca.
Oh, she's knocked out of gear.
Few problems with the shifter there.
She's still getting good speed on the alley.
Some pretty nice deflecting work, and a nice honest job on 4 right side pins.
Well, this is interesting, because if you do get the other 4 down, then it's going to be equals.
Hopefully she'll hit that one so hard it'll deflect over to the other one.
Other one, yeah, just bounce straight over like that.
All right.
Come on.
Oh, I can't find a grinder.
Whoa! Seems she's got that shifty shifter again. Come on. Nice. It's not fancy footwork, but she waves goodbye to 4 more pins.
Good enough, good enough.
Nice result.
Thank you.
8 down is the official word. Now, you didn't want to know the first team score, did you?
No, but I'll know now.
Okay, well, they also got 8.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we're double top at the beginning. It's all down to the country boys.
All right, I am with Keith from the Country Boys. You have 2 contestants who put down 8 bowling pins each. So 8 is the score to beat.
8 is the best.
Yeah, so get 10. Have a good one.
Thank you.
The Southern Crusher looks small, but it weighs in at nearly 2.5 tons and has a monster 6-litre engine. Its self-righting roll cage gives extra protection, and its tracks mean rough terrain shouldn't be a problem. A good all-rounder, the Southern Crusher could end up being the belle of the ball.
But Keith is going to have to do some serious Southern crushing here with 2 teams both on 8 to beat.
So what is his strategy going to be? Because you've not got a lot of width in either direction.
Hit it hard and fast.
Yeah.
That's what we're planning on.
And do you think that even though it's incredibly slippery there, with your tracks, are you just going to be able to drive the course you want to drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so, don't you?
I think so too.
They're blowing it.
There we go.
Wow!
Oh my goodness.
When you said get some speed up,
That was the fastest anyone's ever
that was amazing.
That was insane. Everyone drives like an old lady going down and they're like this. Through the pins, through the barrier, through everything. Keith is cooking that machine Southern style. Well, you know what? If he lines up on one side and hits it again,
Just go through there.
he's going to have a great run.
Well, we've got 8 to beat.
We're going to need to clean it out then,
You
don't
do
we?
need to clean it out.
All right, here we go.
Here he goes. Ready for
Here we go,
round two.
baby.
Go, Keith.
There you go. He's doing the
Slightly
right
more
strategy.
gentle this time.
If Keith can only keep his head, he could have this sewn up.
They're in the lead. That's it. We're in the lead. That's right.
Game on. Keith. It might look cute as a bug, but it goes like a bat out of hell. That first run was amazing.
It's fast.
It's really fast. And what does it feel like at that speed?
Oh, like a rocket. It'll go.
And you were trying to slide it, and you did manage to slide on the first one, didn't
A
you?
little
So-
bit, mhm.
Yeah. We're feeling good in the Southern Crusher, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Excellent.
She's doing a good job for us.
That's it for 10 pin, and the day has only begun. Let's look at the first scoreboard. In FMC, it's 3 points for a win, 2 for second, 1 for third, and 0 points for failing to finish. So after that barnstorming run by the Southern Crusher, it's the Country Boys who earn the big 3 points. And the tie for second place gives the Aussies and the Brits 1.5 points each.
Our industrious engineers had just 1 month and $3,000 to bring their designs to life. Let's see what problems the Country Boys encountered along the way.
Two things we do in North Carolina we do right. That's our barbecue and motorsports. And nobody can beat us at either.
But for this challenge, the Country Boys were abandoning their racing routes.
Hey, Billy, Keith, this is it. We got a machine.
They'd found an old snow groomer which seemed the perfect vehicle, but 40 years in the junkyard had taken their toll.
When we first got the machine and started tearing it apart, we found out it was in a whole lot worse shape than we thought it was.
It turned out that the 40-year-old tracks just weren't up to the job.
This is our original cleat that we tried. When we tested it, this is what happened. It snapped. So our solution was to take one and weld in a solid metal bar.
Those troublesome tracks finally sorted, it was time for the moment of truth.
Ignition on!
So what made you decide to go for a tracked vehicle?
Corky drove one similar to this, obviously not as souped up and heavy duty, back about 25 years ago.
Oh, really?
And when we decided we wanted to try for this game, he said, this is what we need to do.
Tell me about the engine and how you get
it's
up to
a 5.7 liter small block Chevrolet engine, very similar to one that I use in my race car.
Well, it was an absolutely wicked performance on the 10-pin.
Thank you.
Looking good for the Country Boys.
Yeah.
Let's see what we've got in store for them next.
The Country Boys may think they're doing really well, but just wait until they're playing soccer with an incendiary device. Pitball is up next. Welcome back to Full Metal Challenge, the show that nobody in their right minds would ensure.
The Country Boys stormed into the lead with this.
But the Flaming Aussies are hot on their heels. And if they're really flaming, they're gonna love our next game. Three-way soccer with a 5-foot fiery ball.
Day one of their build was particularly significant for the Flaming Aussies as it was the first time they'd ever met. The team was put together especially for FMC, selected for their mechanical skills and drag racing experience by the Australian Women's Motorsport Network.
We actually managed to get a running V8 Land Cruiser Ute to start with. It's got a 351 Ford V8 motor in it.
2 weeks in and the Flaming Aussies were firing on all cylinders and the Ute had been transformed. The girls knew that Deflector would have to be tough, so they made sure it was well protected by fitting solid steel girders along its sides. And to lull the opposition into a full sense of security, they disguised their secret weapon with some eye-catching bodywork. Finally, it was time to let the deflector show its true colours. So you three didn't know each other before getting together to build
Not
the
at all.
deflector?
We know each other now, though.
I bet you do. So why did you end up with this particular
The
design?
roll cage is probably mainly because we're actually drag racers. That's a proper dragster roll cage.
And what kind of engine have you got in here?
Ford V8, 351 Cleveland.
Well, it's looking good so far. I mean, it's almost too close to call, but excellent run in 10-pin. And we'll see what happens next in Pitball.
Soccer's a cool game loved by millions of people. Too much finesse, not enough contact for my liking. We got a game called Pitball. 3 vehicles slamming into a steel ball that's on fire. Who needs finesse?
This is the crater our teams have to boot the flaming football out of to score a goal. It's a bit like a kickabout in the entrance lobby of hell. First one to score will then leave the field, but the 2 remaining teams stay on for a golden goal playoff. So all 3 vehicles are in this one together. We've positioned them facing outwards so they won't see the ball coming when we roll it in to start play.
So who will emerge as our super striker? The rockin' and rollin' Southern Crusher? The ultra-maneuverable but sloth-like Wolverine? Or the dragster look-alike the Deflector? Let's play Pitball!
The ball's on its way, but the drivers aren't allowed to move until the green start flag drops.
There they go!
Oh,
look at that country boy! That might be how they drive in North Carolina, but it might not go down well with the refs here.
Oh, you jumped it!
It's a 3-way tussle. Oh, I don't know about that tackle. And now he seems to be going for the Aussies.
Oh, look, he's got it! Dodgy elbows on the ball!
The Brits are in possession, but dribbling around ball on a square front is not easy even for a Marine.
Whoa! Look at that around the edge! No way!
Look at that tackle!
Oh my word!
Keith is driving like a man possessed. The Crusher nearly goes over forward, backward, and sideways, but Keith doesn't care. He only has eyes for that ball. He's risking life and limb for that goal. Over, there's a red emergency stop flag. Man, that's some serious driving.
That's some serious.
The crowd seem to be happy, but the referee is anything but.
This is not a demolition derby, okay? The ball is the target, not the other competitors. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is your warning.
It's tackles like this that will have got the refs' hackles up. Not a lot of attempt to play the ball here. And when Nutty has the ball for once, Keith's holding him back. It seems a bit harsh, but Keith has certainly been told. Another warning like that and he'll be sent off the pitch. But the drivers are back in position, ready for another centre kick.
Let's play Pitball!
Ball's in the ring. Green flags are down. Oh, nice!
Wow!
Go! Go! Yes! Pitball goals don't come much sweeter than that one. Straight off the flag, Melissa floors the deflector in reverse, collects the ball, and boots it straight up and over for a goal. Happy days. How good was that?
That was sensational.
That is the quickest goal.
I'm a drag racer, but my football skills really come in handy.
The high-speed back-ender. Take it away, let's let the losers play on.
Oh, thank you.
Great goal by the Flaming Aussies. It's time to play round 2. Let's play Pitball! The Aussies have won it. Now it's down to the Brits and the Yanks to fight it out for second.
Dodgy Oppos on the ball.
The Wolverine just hasn't got the power or the speed.
And it's a no-nonsense tackle by a considerably calmed-down Key. That's taking the ball off someone. Oh, I think it's actually wedged on his front. Yes! Oh! Oh!
Goal!
All right! I thought he was going over and the ball wasn't.
He got a bit lucky there with the ball wedged on his front bumper, but it was still sweet play to punt it up and over for a goal in second place. It seems to me that this vehicle has a hard time on an incline, because even when you scored, it looks like you nearly pitched backwards, like the ball nearly rolled you back when you jumped up on it.
Yeah, it rides up on the ball.
Yeah.
But we play rougher in North Carolina than most folks.
I tell you, I really like that run where you went on the high bank around the other vehicle to get to the ball. I thought that was really fantastic. That was some pretty intense driving.
Oh, it's a blast out here.
Yeah, well, it's obvious you're having a lot of fun. You have absolutely no fear at all.
No.
What do you drive like in traffic in a civilian car? Same way? Send us some videos of that.
Okay.
Nice driving.
Thank you.
Nutty. It's the national game.
It was obviously the better place to attack from this corner.
Really?
Well, they were both there and they won, didn't they?
You've been preparing your excuses while you've been
You're not
sitting
kidding,
here.
yeah.
It seemed in a way that you were just outpaced in that
Yeah,
game.
it was. I did all the welding on it and it stood up to the hard knocks. The mechanics have stood up there and it didn't give me enough horsepower.
We'll have words.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, well, really well done anyway.
All right.
Let's check out those scores.
That amazing back-ender by Melissa in the deflector proves once and for all that girls can play soccer. But more importantly, it earns the Flamin' Aussies a precious 3 points. The Country Boys duck and dive their way to 2 points, and the Dodgy Oppos are relegated to the bottom with just 1 paltry point.
So the Dodgy Oppos are in danger of getting court-martialed. They have a bit of making up to do at the bottom of the table with just 2.5 points. The Aussies are in second place with 4.5, and the Country Boys are swelling with Southern pride in first place with 5. So the Dodgy Oppos desperately need points, but has the Wolverine got what it takes? Have a look at this. Contrary to appearances, when it comes to being Royal Marines, the Dodgy Oppos take a no-nonsense approach, and they applied the same philosophy to their build, with a pragmatic choice of donor vehicle.
There she is, the Wolverine. As you can see, it's a bright yellow dumper. We're going to take the great bucket off the front for a start. That should lose us half a tonne.
The first 10 days went smoothly thanks to the uncomplicated nature of their master plan.
Everything is as simple as we could possibly make it. The more technical and more complex a machine is, the more likely it is to go wrong.
We've always known that speed is going to be our downfall, but it's not all about speed. It's the old hare and tortoise sketch. Nobby's the hare and Windsor looks like a tortoise.
Speed notwithstanding, the simplicity rules seem to have paid off. The vehicle was performing well, but Nutty discovered they'd neglected one important aspect of the design.
The suspension is the rear axle rocks, and that's how the suspension works. So suspension will be basically let a bit of air out the tyres and get a rubber ring under my backside.
So what is it with British teams and dumper trucks?
It's the articulated steering. It's a lot faster turning.
We thought dumper truck, we thought articulated steering, we thought simplicity, air-cooled, a slow plodder. We're going for the tortoise and hare approach. However, we're not even as quick as a tortoise at the moment. Like
The tortoise just lapped you, actually.
Yeah.
It's called the Wolverine.
Yes.
Where did that name come from?
While we were actually driving somewhere to have a look at one of these, I had a dictionary, and I was going through the dictionary.
Learning new words.
Yeah, all the big words. And came across Wolverine, and it said something about a determined beast that would gnaw its own leg off to get out of a situation.
And you thought, that sounds like us.
Yeah.
You need to win the next game.
Yeah, no problems.
We're confident about that?
No worries.
All right. We'll be finding out very soon.
Well, we have quite a treat lined up for them. Wetropolis, 2.5 feet deep of foul, festering lagoon, and every chance that someone's engine could drown. Don't touch that remote. For a 30 long days our teams weld and build and plot and plan, and then they come out to Full Metal Challenge and they compete, and then one of them loses and their car gets burned, and I laugh and laugh and laugh.
Should we just have a look at the scores? 2 games down, and it's the Brits who can't bear to look at the scoreboard. They're bottom of the heap with just 2.5 points. Wenches with wrenches, the Flaming Aussies are in second with 4.5, but it's the no-nonsense, hog-roasting rednecks who are leading the way with 5.
The awesome beauty of Mother Nature, unspoiled by the cruel intrusion of man. Ha!
Our wetlands are 3 acres of putrid swamp. The water's up to 2.5 feet deep, so quite a test for any landlubbing vehicle, especially when our course takes in all of our fire hydrants, some of which, needless to say, we've put in the deepest part. Oh, and if they knock over any of our road signs or pedestrians, they'll be punished with a 10-second time penalty for each one. To win the game, our drivers must loop the loop around each of our 3 giant fire hydrants, then leg it back to the finish line as fast as possible. The order they do them is up to them, but what's not up for debate is they must do all their looping in reverse.
All right, Chief, you guys are 1/2 a point in the lead. This is a very difficult game. Time is of the essence, but also completing the course has proven to be very, very difficult. How do you think you can do?
I think we'll do real good. I think we'll do real good on this one.
All right, well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
It's pretty deep out there.
We'll see.
Have a good run.
Thank you.
The flags are up. I think it's imminent. There he goes. It goes beautifully.
His teammates are trying to slow him down, but speed freak Keith isn't interested.
That's really fast.
That's really deep.
That's the deepest part right about now, I think.
Good deal, man. Now he's got the back end.
Wow.
Slow, Keith.
But why, so what are you actually worried about going wrong?
We don't want the wheel to come off.
We don't want the wheel to bind the tracks.
We don't want the wheel to bind off of nothing.
You're not afraid of the engine flooding? Or...
No, not really.
He's hitting that first hydrant like a pro, and there's the green flag to say he's cleanly round.
Does he race? I don't know how much water there is in North Carolina, but I think the country boys have built an amphibious vehicle.
He's watching the water what it is. He's just watching the water go around.
Butter.
We are.
I'd sputter as well. It's not only deep, it's filthy.
It is nasty.
Boy, he's having a great run.
He's doing really well.
What is it, sewer or something?
Green flag on that one. Third hydrant.
I'm just afraid he's going to get greedy with the time.
This is an amazing run.
Yeah, he's having a really good run. All he's got to do now is finish it. He's looking real good.
Take your time, Keith. Take your time.
It's all right. It's tight, but he's in
Sign.
control.
Slow down, Keith.
We're all going speed up, speed up.
Wow, he took that last hydrant really well.
Close, not long.
Real nice speed.
Slow down, Keith.
Picked up time.
Don't pop a wheel.
There's that bump.
Oh, that was a...
On the
Yeah, you can take it. Look at that bow wave. You can surf on that.
See where you're going, it'll go through it. Where is it?
Look at it, baby.
Look at the wave.
Look at it. Oh, what over there?
That's a
he
great
cleared it.
run. He's got a person attached to his front. Woo! We've got a little footpath going here. Well, I think you've proven it's not scared of the water, is it?
No, it's not. I'm not scared of the water at all. I needed a good bath anyway. Once it filled up with water, I couldn't pull the nose up out of it.
The time, 2 minutes and 44 seconds,
All right.
and no time penalties.
Very
And no
satisfying.
time.
All right.
Very, very nice. I
Very
think Sumo's
satisfying.
looking pretty good for you guys.
Okay, Mel, this is a first. We've never seen a vehicle take on Metropolis backwards, so tell us why you're doing it.
Well, it's either going to look really good or it's going to look really stupid, depending on how the outcome turns out, I guess. But In water, driving through water, you want to maintain momentum. So to drive down forward and then change gears to turn into reverse, you're going to lose. You're going to have to actually, we'll have to stop, change gear and then start again. So we're going to try and maintain momentum. We can also probably keep going all the way around the obstacle without stopping. That's the plan.
Also, it also is keeping water out of the engine a consideration for going backwards as well?
That is as well, but we have waterproofed that engine as much as we can.
Okay, well, have a great one.
Thank you.
Good luck.
The Aussies have done some primitive waterproofing with a bit of plastic sheeting over the hood, and Melissa will be driving the whole course in reverse. They're hoping their backward driving idea will take them forward to sumo. And cunningly, Melissa's sticking to the shallow outer edge of the lake.
Well, she's avoiding a lot of the deep water, but she's going to have to get to it to get around the height.
Yeah, we realize
Can't
that.
avoid it.
Come on, Melissa, this is a glorious thing.
Wow, look how deep that is.
That's deep. Green flag on the first hydrant. This is very unusual. Come on, Melissa.
Went off a far distance for the second time.
Well, it's a wider route, but then if you think how long it normally takes them to shift
Yeah,
here and there's that hiatus.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, it's great flag.
She's covering twice the distance of the country boys, but at least no penalties so far.
It's a longer route, but with relatively low ground clearance, Melissa's trying everything to prevent a baptism of that precious engine. There's no point getting through to sumo with a sodden motor. But where's she off to now?
What's she doing?
It's overheating.
That's an ugly splutter, isn't it?
To stop water coming into the engine bay, we also
Just
have to
gotta
stop it
finish.
coming in through the radiator fan.
Oh, she's going to go for her own wash.
Come on. Okay, green flag. Come on.
Leg it! It's a dreadful sound. The plastic covering the engine means they've also blocked the cool air intake for the radiator, and that engine's overheating. And she's kicking up some nasty slime. She stopped.
She's off again!
Come on, Melissa!
How are we doing compared to the others? Slow?
It started off better. I'm not sure now.
Come on.
She's sounding like a steam train. But she's stuttering her way to the finish. Oh, taking out a road sign en route. That's a penalty.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We thought you were a goner for a while there.
It's a bit mushy over that side there.
A bit mushy is quite a good understatement. Right at the last minute, you did take one of the signs out. I'm afraid.
Yeah, just this one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounded like the engine was going to go and I just had to get it over the line.
Yeah. Your time was 4 minutes and 5 seconds,
Right.
and one time penalty, so
Oh, okay.
4 minutes and 15 seconds. So the big question is, can the Brits do better? Because that's going to make a big difference to what happens next.
The pressure's all on the dodgy Oppos. See if they can hack it after this.
Welcome back to the last run of Witropolis, and for the Brits, the difference between glory or going up in flames.
Okay, you guys are in a pretty tough position. 2:44 is the time you have to beat to stay in this game altogether. So, how do you think you're going to do?
Hopefully, if we get a move on and get in third gear and keep the foot to the pedal, it's a bit slow in reverse, but I think we could beat that time.
Well, okay, you have your work cut out for you. I
Yeah.
wish you all the best of luck.
Cheers, thanks very much.
If their sloth-like pace doesn't hold them back too much, this watery event could be a chance for the Wolverine to shine.
Nutty takes to the lake, and he'll be thankful for their diesel engine, which means no water-sensitive electrics to worry about.
He's in the deepest part, but seems to be happily swimming away.
All right.
He's picked a spot about 6 feet away because he knows what the turning circle is. He'll go around and keep it the same distance away.
right.
End up in the same spot. He's got an aiming mark to pick up on, and then he'll head straight off again.
Very methodical.
Doing it really well.
Yeah.
It's all cunning. All cunning. You thought he was just an idiot.
Well, it was dawning on me. Green flag!
Oh, you got the green flag.
Happy days.
It's an efficient military maneuver, albeit in a dumper truck in a slime-ridden swamp. But hey, isn't this the kind of thing those Marines join up for?
Come on, Nazi!
Some animals are slow and ungainly on land, but come into their own in water, like penguins. But wolverines? Nah.
Green flag number 2.
Good for him.
He hasn't hit any obstacles, and it's a good job around those hydrants.
Come on. It actually looks more elegant in the water than on land, doesn't it?
What are you trying to say?
I think you found...
He's talking about the driver.
Come on, Nutty!
Come on.
Good to see old Nutty getting his annual bath.
Wait for the flag. There's the flag! Come on then!
Now it's just the straightaway and the race to the finish line, hoping against hope that he's beaten the Americans' time.
Come on then! Come on! Come on then! Go on then!
Half the lake on his front bumper, but who cares? That was a good, solid run.
Nice one, sir.
Yeah, couldn't stay in third.
No,
Just kept slowing right down, so I kept having to drop back into...
Oh, is that what was going on? I mean, it looked a good run. You've got a pretty fast time to beat of 2 minutes 44 from the Country Boys.
but I don't think it's going to be there.
All right, you weren't the fastest through the water, but everything was slick. The gear changing.
He did everything right, didn't he?
Yeah, it was good. Really good.
Did you get that on camera?
Compliment. I didn't mean that. Yeah,
I think it's nice to you. Okay, your time, 3 minutes and 32.
Oh, no way. I told you he was an idiot.
It's bad news for the Brits, but at least they didn't come last again. That honor goes to the flamin' Aussies, who clearly have little taste for water and pick up a paltry 1 point. The Marines are second with 2, but it's the good old Country Boys who haul ass and take home the big 3 points.
So overall, the scores look like this. Time for the Brits to face that big bad incinerator in the sky. Dodgy Oppos, we're about to wave goodbye to the beast in the incinerator.
We said tortoise in there, but we've actually turned out with a slug.
Do slugs burn, I wonder?
Well, we'll see.
All right, well, any final words to the Wolverine before we wheel her
All
on?
that hard work down the drain! Burn, burn, burn! Woo!
Cheerio.
If only that had been my high school!
Well, the Wolverine's bitten the dust, but our 2 survivors have still got to get down and dirty in one final challenge.
After the break, immovable object meets irresistible force. Get ready for sumo wrestling in cars.
Welcome back to Full Metal Challenge. The Country Boys and the Flaming Aussies have done their shadow boxing. Now it's time for the knockout punch.
The Country Boys took no prisoners on the bowling alley, and Keith bat out of hell driving demolished 9 pins. But that got those ladies fuming, and in pitball, they didn't wait to be asked twice before thumping in a belter of a goal in reverse. Rednecks aren't going to be beaten twice, and in Wettropolis they once again showed their true colors. But none of that matters now, because we're throwing those scorecards in the trash and getting down to sumo.
Sumo. It's a pretty nice sport. 2 half-naked men shoving each other around. That's not the way Kathy remembers it. She remembers it with barbed wire and tire spikes, 2 hand-welded vehicles smashing into each other with their engines screaming. I think she's been hanging around Full Metal Challenge way too long.
Oh yes, because our daredevil drivers are going to have to look each other in the eye, then put the pedal to the metal. Because only the driver who manages to shove their opponent's vehicle entirely outside the ring without getting trapped in any of our hazards will be going to the semi-finals. For the loser, it's all been for nothing.
In the red corner, the compact Southern Crusher weighs in at just under 2.3 tons. It may look cute, but its 6-liter engine gives it some serious grunt.
In the blue corner, the Deflector weighs a good 1,500 pounds less, but with similar horsepower and a top speed of 70 miles an hour, this should be a well-matched scrap.
So who will be crowned king or queen of the hill? The mean machine from a place where men are men, or the stylish young pretender from the new world?
All right, Keith. This is sumo. This is the smashing and crashing part of Full Metal Challenge. You have a strategy for tonight so you can win?
Drive like I did earlier today.
But fast, mean, and aggressive?
Wide open.
I don't think you can be beat.
We hope not.
All right, have a good one.
Thank you.
Melissa, the Flaming Aussies have played a strategic game all day. Have we got some tricks up our sleeves for this one?
Yeah, I'd like to think so, but I mean, our best case is a quick game's a good game. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a quick knockout.
And are you going to play for an aggressive stance?
Yeah, I think they will expect us to run, but sometimes attack is the best form of defence.
All right, well, the ladies are rooting for you. Best of luck.
Thanks.
Each round of fuel-injected fisticuffs lasts for 2 minutes, or until someone is incapacitated or shoved out. And out means right out of the biggest black ring.
Start your engines! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sumo! And they're off!
It takes less than 10 seconds to drive the country boys to their death. As Keith lines himself up for his attack, he leaves his belly side vulnerable. Melissa powers underneath him and puts him on his back. And as she calmly returns to the centre of the arena, Keith has even lost track of which way is up. I think you won! Oh my god, that's so cool!
The Deflector powers in for the kill and deals with the Southern Crusher like it's a pesky little cockroach. And the mighty Crusher gets a taste of its own medicine.
You are a hero! That, for the record, was the quickest game in sumo history by about a factor of 100.
I did say a quick game's a good game.
Did you? You just saw that he kind of like left himself vulnerable and went in for the kill.
We always thought it may be a possibility that he would mount our car.
Yes.
So we knew how to deal with that. It's not to back away, it's to go for it.
The Americans reckoned on everything except this, a sprinkling of the chick factor.
The Flamin' Aussies cannot believe their eyes. And what the heck are those country boys gonna say to the folks back home?
It was a short, bitter fight! Country boys sadly beaten. The Flaming Aussies will be seeing again very soon!
And we'll see you again at Full Metal Challenge!
So the Flaming Aussies will be blazing a trail to the semi-finals. And next week, 3 family teams from the northeast of England, the Pacific Northwest of the US, and Shandong Province in China will face a new series of assaults to see who will be meeting them there.